Well, he's got the best seat in the house and also one of the most important jobs on a harness racing track, if not the most important, and that is the role as the starter. Lining up for his 9th Miracle Mile is Mr. Todd Clarke, widely recognised as one of the best in the business and certainly New South Wales' leading starter. And I caught up with Todd to discuss Miracle Mile night. Well, Todd, Miracle Mile number 9, and what an outstanding night we're going to have on Saturday night with the running of the Miracle Mile and a very strong support card.
Yeah, absolutely, Mick. Great field, as always, and I expect we should have maybe King of Swing go back to back.
It looks that way, Todd, but as far as your career in harness racing, how did it begin as a cadet steward?
Yeah, sure. Back in 2008, early 2008, I applied for the trainee steward's job back then. I was fortunate enough to get it, and here I am today.
You've served on panels, you've also chaired meetings. What drew you to the role as a starter?
The previous chairman of stewards, Michael Beattie, wanted the stewards to learn the starting, and I was one of the first stewards to learn that role apart from Grant Adams.
Well, let's discuss the role of the starter, starting from the time you call the fields out from the stalls.
Yeah, sure. So I commenced my role 18 minutes from race time. That's the first call for the horses to go into the parade ring, and from then the horses do meander into the parade ring where I can check it's the right horse, right driver, colours and gear, and also the horse is wearing the right saddlecloth number. And from there I tell the drivers of any barrier modifications. If they're number 6, they might have to come into number 5 if there's a scratching.
Now, what's the situation once we get around to the starting point as far as you are concerned? The mobile is usually on the top of the track. What's the procedure from there, Todd?
So 1 minute out from race time, we'll drop down into the centre of the track and extend the arms. And from then, I'm waiting for the chief steward, who's watching Sky Channel, to give me the call to start the score up.
And this is where it does get intriguing, Todd. Many people would think that the mobile driver is in charge of the speed, but that's not the case.
No, it's not, Mick. The mobile driver, he's got his foot on the brake when we go down to the centre of the track, and then when the horses come up, I'll just generally say, take your foot off the brake, or let's go or something, and he'll take the foot off the brake, and then it's all me from there.
And now you have an accelerator in the box.
I do, yep, I sure do, and it's a foot throttle as well.
And what speed will we be going at as far as the Miracle Mile field is concerned when they hit the starting point?
Generally on a Saturday night, and for most races, for instance, we're doing anywhere in between 50 and 53 kilometres an hour, probably no faster than that and no slower than that, so in that little range there.
And what about for the 2-year-olds, the next race, a little bit less?
It depends. Each score up is a little bit different, Mick, but sometimes the 2-year-olds might want to go that little bit faster. It's completely up to the horses, really.
And Todd, it is a great view sitting there with the horses across the line of the mobile, their eyes sort of bulging, their nostrils flared, and they know what they're there for, particularly when it comes to a Miracle Mile.
Yeah, absolutely, Mick. The horses have got their race face on, and as with the drivers, as I said, I've got a really good spot to view that.
And this is number 9. What's been your most memorable Miracle Mile to date?
Well, they're all memorable, Mick. Probably to start, maybe not a Miracle Mile, but to start 2 into Dominions. I mean, that's pretty special. They don't come around every year.
Now, Todd, as far as the start is concerned, you've got to have an eye like an eagle, reflexes like a cat. You've only got a split second, if not even that, to make a decision whether you press the green or red button.
Yeah, 100%, Mick. You've got to have really quick reflexes, and it's Murphy's Law that if I'm looking down at 1 and 2, something's going to happen out wide. And I've got to make a call, whether it's the right one or not, and hopefully it is. Unfortunately, sometimes it's not the best view in the house, believe it or not. The starter not always has the best view. If you look down at the mile start for Menangle, the viewers on Sky have probably a better view of the 7, 8, 9 and 10 horses better than me. They can see that shift, they can see that 1 foot shift from 8 to 9 or whatever.
When you're there sitting at the top of the mobile, Todd, as you reach that starting point, the roar of the crowd, you must get really involved in the atmosphere.
I'm focused, Mick. I'm just focused on those 8 horses in the Miracle Mile. I'm not really listening for anything else, really, except for maybe a driver's call or something.
And that's always very important. You've got, not only do you have to watch the horses, but also just in case one of those drivers do throw up the arm.
Absolutely. When a horse gallops, they can gallop for various reasons, and I've not only got to be watching the other 7 horses, in this case in the Miracle Mile, but I've also got to be watching that galloping horse out the back. The driver might throw his hand up late.
It's certainly a make or break decision resting in your hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Really important decision. If a driver puts up his hand and I hit the green button and there is a subsequent gear issue, then that horse is declared a non-starter, and that's not that's not good for anything.
Well, Todd, thank you very much for your time, and have a wonderful night on Saturday night lining up for your 9th Miracle Mile.
Yeah, thanks, Mick. It will be a great night. There's great racing all night, and it'll be a great night. Thanks a lot.